So when you look at the 3 drop spots we're going to be talking about today, you can see how spaced out they are. We've got Logjam Lumberyard up top, we've got the Joneses down here, and then obviously we've got the Chonkers Speedway right below. Now the thing about these drop spots is that they're actually optimized for bus routes. So you'll notice if the bus comes in from this angle, you're okay because you have this spot which is super passive, you have an aggressive spot, and you also have an aggressive spot on the left. Vice versa, if the bus comes in from up here and comes down this way, you still have a very passive drop and a super aggressive drop. Basically, no matter what way this bus comes in, you're going to get an aggressive drop. Even if it drops like this, you have a decision between 3 drops that are kind of semi-aggressive but also passive at the same time, and you can make decisions based on them. But judging by the way the bus comes in, one of these drop spots at any given time will be useful to you. So that's why I recommend mastering 3 of these, and that's why, like, if you look at their layout, they're in a nice little diamond formation, so they're super spaced out. You can also do this with another location, such as if you had this as your centerpiece, then you had over here, and then you had Greasy Grove. You will notice it's the same thing again. It's a triangle. And basically, this triangle just means that when the bus comes in from a certain angle, you're chilling. That's very in-depth, so let's hop into breaking this video down. When it comes to Logjam Lumberyard, the best place to land is this north building right here. The reason why this building is the best is because it has the most loot, and if you guys land together, you will have angles on each other, meaning if another team contests you while you land here, somebody is going to have an angle to help you and support you. Whereas if one guy lands here and your other guy lands all the way over here, and let's say this guy gets contested and you get contested, you guys don't have an angle. You can't possibly help each other because you're too far away. So like I said, this is the best building. Put your whole team in this building, whether it's solos, duos, trios, all land here. And what's great, if you need to leave, you can rotate up this way, and if you continue going north, you're going to come across rifts. If you veer off left, you can come down here and you can get some quad crashers at the gas station, or you can pull off right and go and loot this house up here, which you can't really see on my screenshot, but they're the different ways you can rotate if you want to play passively. But let's say if it's playing aggressively and you want to rack up some kills, this spot is also great. You land here, same thing applies. You play super compact, then you key down here and you'll probably kill a team here or a team here. So you can go to either one of those locations, and then when you're done there, you will obviously reconnect and you'll go down here and you'll get a quad crasher at the Crackshot's cabin. And with that quad crasher, I believe there is a llama outpost down here. I think it's actually right around here, right? I don't know which one it is. I don't think that's it, but I think it's down to the left. Oh no, never mind. It's right here. My bad. So you could obviously go there, get a llama if you want, or you can psycho straight into Shifty Shafts, and soon Tilted is going to be over to the right of Shifty Shafts. So if you land here, you can get a few kills. You can go in here, get a few more kills, and then you can clean up in Tilted. If you play this very, very aggressively, you'll come out with about 15 kills consistently every single game. So there's a lot of benefits of landing here, and there's literally no negatives. You're going to get a lot of brick, you're going to get a lot of wood, you will get a lot of metal. There's 2 or 3 vending machines. You're really chilling. So when we get down to the opposite side of the map at the Joneses, things get a bit complicated. This drop spot is very good, but you need to know how to strategically play it. When it comes to duos, what I like to do is split with my teammate. I usually take this whole house right here because it's actually on an upper echelon. It's higher in altitude than this house, meaning you can look down and see people on the roof. So if your teammate gets contested, you can support him. On top of that, because of it being a hill like right here, you can pick up momentum and slide down and get to your teammate super quickly. So it's not terrible, you know. Also, your teammate should land at this building if I didn't say that. And the reason why you want him to land there is because these buildings don't contain a lot of loot, and you can loot them extremely fast. So people actually tend to land at this building because right now you actually have, I think, Christmas tree right here on that X. But there's also a guy selling weapons in here, and it also has, I think, the second most chests. This building has the most chests. So let your teammate get all that. You should take this building, slide down to him to support. On top of that, you've got a zip line that goes like this. So I don't know, you can run out, hit that zip line, and there's actually a good chunk of loot in this little area over here and over here, simply because that's a sniper tower, and there's 2 chest spawns, I believe, on it, and there's 1 chest spawn, and there's a ghost that spawns right here. On top of that, you've got somebody that spawns right here. Bounty board is right here. That's why I like your teammate to land here as well, because he can get that bounty board, and with that bounty board you can know where everybody is within this whole area. The one bad thing I don't like about this drop spot is obviously you've got corn right here that people can hide in. On top of that, it's very hard to see people because of the amount of trees. So people can land here, then they can just literally loot this building, and there's nothing you can do if he swerves in between all these trees and then just dips. It's very hard to track people, especially when they don't build. They can just disappear. There's so many little bushes people can hide in. So when you're playing a tournament, please be vigilant for people landing with you, because if they land with you, they may just hide in bushes. And obviously the last benefit of landing here is the fact that you've got a nice fishing pond, so you can play for fish, and fish are super overpowered in this season, as they always are, but they're not the best heal, but they're still great to have because you can pop them so fast. So if somebody's trying to get into your box, boom, pop a flopper, 40 HP instantly. Especially with this SMG meta, popping fish and getting that health off super fast is going to be a huge benefit. So when it comes to Chonker Speedway, the best thing to do is land at this building. The reason why you land at this building is the same reason as I was talking about in the Logjam Lumberyard, because you guys can have clear vision on each other. You're right beside each other. You're literally in the same building, but it's a huge building. Whereas across the way, there is this one little small building and there's another building to the left of it. And that means you'd be split from your teammate. Sure, you would get more loot landing here, but the thing is, if two of us played an angle like this and went across this bridge, which is what we usually do without these guys even knowing, they tend to be split. So you can instantly grief one opponent without the other realizing, because they're not in the same building. Whereas if they did that to us, vice versa, let me just do this, boom, 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 and we get a red, okay, or a pink I should say. If they were right here, in this like they were, and we were right here, and this was yellow, okay, let me just show you. And they go to rush us the same way, and they come in like that. Like, we're in the same building, so let's say we're in that, we're the blue lines, by the way. This is us. I'm here, my teammate's over here. Look how easy it is for us to get to each other. There's no walls in the way. We're literally, he can come to me and I can come to him, and then we meet up in that middle line. So it's super like analytic right now. I'm being very precise, but it's things like that that actually change the outcome of a fight. As far as loot goes, obviously you've got that whole building, and when you kill the opponents, because you will get contested here, by the way, you'll have their loot. Over here tends to be the next best place to rotate, and then I just like leaving, or sometimes I'll come over here and get this if I really need loot, and then obviously leave as well. And I usually key in here because that's where you'll get most of your kills. This is what I would call a support drop spot. Basically, you land here. This is going to give you the loot that you need to get kills, but there's not going to be a lot of kills here. But the POI right beside you does contain a lot of kills, so you can instantly aggress in there and just slay out. On top of that, if things go sideways and you don't get enough loot in this building, don't fear, you can just rotate down south, and there's a huge, humongous building here. You've got fishing things here, and there's loads of metal over here, so you can definitely, you know, bounce back. On top of that, you've got rifts over here, which is something important. You also have a bounty board. There's also, I believe, a bounty board in here, so that's one bounty board, two bounty boards, and there is another one in here. I think it's up further, but let's just make that 3 bounty boards. That means you will know the whereabouts of 6 players if you're playing duos, 9 players if you're playing trios. If you're playing solos, you know 3 players' locations offhand without any digging done. And obviously you've got rifts here that you should fully take advantage of. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and definitely consider subscribing, because I'm making content like this all the time, and if we hit 35 likes on this video, you can be guaranteed I'm posting another one. So with that said, like, subscribe, have a great day.